What's up, everyone? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz, and thank you for joining me here for your free picks for the MLS on Saturday, May 11th. Well, guys, in addition to all the games that we have all over Europe, which you can find in a separate video up on the Pickdawgz YouTube channel, we have 13 games on the schedule in the MLS as well, and you are getting a free pick for every single one of those games. Now, for more free picks from different sports, go up to the Pickdawgz YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button. We do appreciate it a lot. And of course, feel free to leave a comment to any of these soccer videos, and I'll be more than happy to answer any of the questions or engage with you in that comment section. For my best bets, you can click the link in the description that to get you up to my page where you can sign up, get a daily pass, 3-day pass, 7-day pass, or even a month-long pass if that's something you want to do. MLS has been quite good for us. We've made a lot of money on it already. It's been very profitable. So let's keep going in the same direction, guys, and let's win some more money and let's beat the books together. Like I said, guys, 13 games on the schedule. I will try to get through these as quickly as possible. They all start at 7:30 p.m. or later. That is Eastern time on Saturday, and we are gonna kick it off with Atlanta and DC United. Two teams of I would say a fairly even quality, but DC United has been scoring a lot more goals at the start of the season than Atlanta has. But I think that DC can keep a clean sheet here. Atlanta at home is a very solid team. Yes, they have been all over the place with results, but one thing that they have been doing very solid, and they've been doing it quite consistently, is scoring goals. So in this game, I'm taking both teams to score in over 2.5 at -139. Inter Miami is traveling to Montreal up there in Canada, and there's no betting against Inter Miami right now. They are on a four-game winning streak. They have scored 16 goals in those four games. However, they haven't kept a clean sheet in a while, and they have conceded at least a goal in each of their last 8 or 9 games in a row. I would be surprised if they kept a clean sheet in this game, but I definitely see them winning this one. So I'm taking Inter Miami to win it over 2.5 goals at +127. And for even deeper plus money, take both teams to score in over 2.5 goals and Inter Miami to win, which should be around +185 or something like that. So I do like goals. I do like Inter Miami to win in this one, even if they keep a clean sheet. Inter Miami on their own can get us over 2.5 line quite easily. Charlotte and Nashville should be a very interesting matchup between two teams who have been doing decent job when it comes to scoring goals as of late. Charlotte is very solid at home. Nashville not as good on the road, but like I said, at the moment they have been scoring a lot of goals. And with that in mind, guys, I simply don't see either side keeping a clean sheet here in this game. So I'm taking Charlotte versus Nashville, both teams to score at -128. New York Red Bulls are hosting New England, and New York Red Bulls actually have been a very nice surprise in this early season. When playing at home, New York Red Bulls have conceded only 2 goals in 4 games. They are still undefeated with 2 wins and 2 draws and 7 scored goals, like I said, at home. New England Revolution only 3 scored goals in 5 games on the road while conceding 2 goals on average, 10 in 5 games. They have 1 win, 0 draws, and 4 losses. And simply because of all that, everything is pointing towards the Red Bulls at home. I'm going to take New York Red Bulls on the money line at -175. And this is actually a perfect pick to put it in a double with something else and get nice plus money value out of this pick. Philadelphia is hosting Orlando, guys, and Orlando right now is without a win in their last 4 games. While Philadelphia hasn't been much better without a win in their last 3 games. However, when playing at home, Philadelphia is actually quite solid defensively with only 7 conceded goals in 4 games, and they are due for a nice performance when playing at home. I think that Orlando will try to do something, but they're not scoring a lot when playing on the road. They're struggling overall with their form. And because of that, I'm taking Philadelphia on the money line at -105. Toronto and New York City FC is going to be another interesting matchup. Toronto is now back on the winning streak. As a matter of fact, they have 3 wins in a row. And with that, they have gotten to the fifth place of the MLS overall standings with 19 points. Now, defensively, Toronto is a mess. I have to say that. They can't keep a clean sheet, they can't defend well. And the only reason why they're winning these games over the last few weeks is because they can outscore them. And Bernardeschi has been playing in an outstanding form. So, if you're into player props, you might want to look into Bernardeschi right now. Maybe take his shots on target, or maybe even to score a goal. But as far as this game goes, New York City has been in a solid form. They have been scoring goals, and I'm going with both teams to score at minus 133. Columbus and Cincinnati, it's going to be another interesting matchup. And Cincinnati is now on a three-game winning streak, while Columbus actually has five draws in a row. Uh, I think this is going to be a fairly even matchup, in my opinion. Here, I think that we're going to see a bit of a more defensively oriented teams here. Uh, and when I take all of that into consideration, I think that I am leaning more towards Cincinnati on the double chance, if I'm being honest. But as soon as we see one goal, I think that everything's going to open up. I think in the first 15, 20 minutes, it's going to be a slow start. It's going to be a slow paced football. But I think after that, everything's going to open up. And that's why I decided to take over 2.5 goals at minus 125. Dallas and Austin is a big derby in Texas between two teams who have been playing in a decent form, especially Austin, who lost only one of the last six games. But Dallas is coming off of a 1-0 win in the US Open Cup, which is definitely going to be a nice confidence boost for them ahead of this game. Austin got a 0-0 draw against Vancouver. I honestly don't know how they managed to pull that off, but when playing on the road, Austin is not that good of a defensive team. But they will definitely try to step up their game, and Dallas actually hasn't lost to Austin in any of their last four home games. Uh, I think this was going to be very interesting. I could honestly see going this one over 2.5. I could see it going either way, whether to Dallas or to Austin. But I think if it's going to happen, it's going to happen in the second half. So I'm taking first half draw at plus 110. Kansas and Houston should be a fairly entertaining matchup because Kansas is scoring a lot of goals right now. However, they are not keeping any clean sheets. Defensively, Kansas is one big mess, and I think the goals are the way to go in this game. Houston had a game against Detroit City FC in the US Open Cup, which they ended up losing after a penalty shootout, which means that they got knocked out. But when playing in the MLS, they actually kept a couple of clean sheets in a row. Uh, Actually, one clean sheet in a row, and they haven't scored a single goal in any of their last three games in a row. So, uh, because of the fact that Kansas is probably the one of the worst and most inconsistent defensive teams in the league this season, I do see goals in this one. I'm going to take over 2.5 at plus 102. St. Louis and Chicago is the next matchup we have in the MLS, and you know what? St. Louis is no longer a high goal scoring team. They've scored only 3 goals, actually 4 goals in their last 4 games. They have kept a few clean sheets, which means that their defense is improving quite a bit. And I think Chicago will have a very, very tough task to accomplish here. They are still without a win on the road. They have 3 draws and 2 losses. And St. Louis actually hasn't lost in any of their last 6 home games in a row. So, to keep it simple, guys, I'm taking St. Louis on the money line at minus 143. Colorado and San Jose Earthquakes is the next matchup that was going on the West Coast. Well, in Colorado, which is technically not a West Coast, but it is a Western Conference. And San Jose is actually now on a two-game winning streak. Surprisingly, they have beaten LAFC 3-1 last week, and they got a 1-0 win in the US Open Cup. However, when playing on the road, this team has no defense. I don't know, for some reason, their defense basically disappears off the board when they are playing on the road. And that is going to be a great opportunity for Colorado, who is actually quite solid this season. They're in 8th place overall in the MLS. They have lost only one of their last 6 games. And when playing at home, they haven't lost to San Jose in any of their last 12 games. So everything is pointing towards Colorado here. I think that they will get a win. However, I settled with Colorado team total over 1.5 goals at minus 143. Now, for the last two picks of our video, guys, we have two games on the West Coast in LA. That is, we have Galaxy hosting Salt Lake. And you know what? Galaxy has been in a bit of a slump over the last couple of games where they haven't scored a single goal. But for this game, they are getting some suspended players back, like Ricky Puig. While Dejan Jovelic is listed as injured. However, with Puig back in the lineup, Galaxy is getting another dimension in their game, and they will become a lot more dangerous than they have been over the last couple of weeks. While Salt Lake on the other side is scoring a lot of goals, whether they play at home or on the road, their form is absolutely outstanding, and they're now in the in the second place of the MLS standings overall. So this game screams goals to me. I simply gotta be honest with that. I think the goals are the way to go in this game as well. And both teams to score in over 2.5 goals is listed as minus 133. And the last pick of this video, guys, is between LAFC and Vancouver. Another matchup in the West Coast, and LAFC has been anything but consistent this season. We know that they lost to San Jose, like I just said a couple of minutes ago. They lost on their own, yes, but still, conceding 3 goals against one of the worst teams in the league, probably the worst team in the league, is definitely a problem. LAFC has also conceded a goal in each of their last 7 games in a row, including the game against Las Vegas Lights in the US Open Cup, which they ended up winning 3-1. However, defensively, they are also one big mess. Vancouver, on the other side, undefeated in their last 4 games. But getting a nil-nil draw against Austin at home last week was definitely a big disappointment. However, they are back on the winning track in that Canadian Championship against Calgary, which they won 2-1. Now, this game is going to be a very competitive matchup, and we know that when these two teams meet in LA, there's a lot of goals. And I think this game is not going to be any different. I think we're going to see an open football from both sides. I think both teams will try to go for the win. And with that in mind, I'm taking both teams to score at minus 161. That's it, everyone. Thank you for joining me here for your free picks for the MLS. I hope you have a great day, everyone. Good luck with all of your bets. Check out the rest of the free picks up on the Pickdawgz YouTube channel. Get one of those premium passes that I have up on the Pickdawgz website. And let's win some money together, guys. Good luck. Have a great day. Enjoy your night. And I'll see you soon with more free picks.